Wow. Wow.
For the record, ain't trying to link no time to waste.
This week's video is going to be a little bit different. So I managed to pick up a shoe I've never picked up before. I've never had any of these shoes ever. Now, you would be shocked, yet maybe not so if you went onto my Instagram account, because you will have never seen hardly any pairs of these, if any pairs of these, on there. And what I'm talking about is what everyone is seeing as the biggest hype shoe right now, the one that everyone wants to get their hands on. It is the Nike Dunk. Now, obviously originating from skater culture, particularly in the US, and maybe an alternative to something that looks a little bit Jordan 1-esque. I just never really liked them. They just weren't something that I was into. Now, I wasn't really mad into Jordans at a certain period in time, but they've kind of grown on me. So I wanted to get my hands on a pair of Dunks. I thought it would be a good idea to have a look at something that I could play kind of safe with. And as someone proclaimed, I've gone for the basic bitch colourway. In the white and black colourway, which I received from JD Sports. What I am going to say is that this is really a bit of a reaction video to see what I think of them, see what the quality control is like, and overall my final feelings of what I think to what is really a sort of general release of a kind. Even though they seem to sell out, they're not really the most desirable colorways when we come to talking about Dunks as a whole, and nor are they a collaboration of any kind. So let's stop talking and let's get into this reaction video. But before we do that, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Ty Kix for new news on new videos, and to hit the like button if you do like this video. With that being said, let's shut up. Let's get this box open. So this is how they arrived straight from JD Sports. They are a UK 9.5, and I haven't opened this up yet. I sort of saved this overnight when they arrived, and then thought I'd save the opportunity to have a look at what they look like prior to really saying whether I love them tomorrow or not. But you will see some close-ups that were obviously done in the future. Let's go. So typical red box with the Nike branding on the top and the sides, and it says on the front of it the Nike Dunk Low Retro, and this is in the white and black white colorway, and US 10.5, UK 9.5. Let's see. So let's have a little look. Let's take both these pairs out. Now, there's nothing else in the box. There's no extra laces or anything like that. I didn't expect any. For a price of £90, you're not really going to get anything but the shoe. It is pretty standard. So let's have a little look at what they look like. This is the Nike Dunk Low in the black and white colorway. And on first impressions, everything feels a little bit cheap. I'm not going to lie. Looking at them in hand, the materials don't feel particularly that premium. You know, if we're sort of going through different shoes that I've picked up recently, like the New Balance 327s or anything like that, around the price point that these are, I really don't get the vibe that they are particularly that good a material. Overall, looking at the aesthetics, they aren't bad. You know, you can see those sort of areas that have a resemblance to Jordan 1s, yet obviously this is skater territory, so I can't really sort of say too much. Now, obviously this is not an SB, and I do know the difference, but this is it's not horrible. It's not a terrible shoe, and it's a shoe that definitely you could fit with a lot of different clothes. 100%. This is definitely a clean, easy wearer. On the tongue, you've got the Nike branding with the Nike swoosh. You have got the Nike branding on the back stitched in white, and the overall aesthetics are pretty clean. Now, time to sort of go over these and see if there are any particular things that I spot that aren't quite right. I've just spent a couple of minutes going over these to see what's what when it comes to the quality of the materials, the stitch, and overall anything that could scream of, you know, poor QC in any way. Now, unfortunately to say, there are some problems with these. Straight off the bat, both shoes Nike branding that's stitched into the back, to me, just looks off. It looks a bit wonky. Here's the other shoe as well. And that just looks not very straight to me. It looks really badly stitched and maybe not quite in line as well. I'm really not loving this. Now, it's very rare that I find serious defects with many of the shoes that I pick up. There'll be some glue marks and things like that, but when you're thinking about their own branding on the shoe, you would expect that they could get that right, and these just aren't. One or two other major things about this particular shoe that really does disappoint me is the level of quality of the stitching. It's just really poor. Really poor, like probably the worst stitching I've ever seen on a pair of Nikes that I've picked up to date in my whole collecting life. And that's really difficult for me to say, because to be someone that was on the fence about picking up a Dunk, spending £90 on it to someone is quite cheap, but to somebody else who might pick this up and it be their main daily wearer, and they do want to look after them, not trash them, you'd feel like things were starting to fall apart already, and that's not really what you should be paying for from a company as big as Nike. The stitching down this area through the outside of the shoe is just dreadful. Like, you can see, potentially maybe on camera, but I will do some close-ups, that the stitching is sort of like coming loose. It's coming out of the actual line where it should be stitched. It's not very well finished off in any way, and on the inside it's just really off as well, like really like poorly finished through the inside medial side area around the heel sock liner region on this black panel. Is just so bad. I don't like to go hard on brands when it comes to their footwear based on when they put them out at a certain price point. You can't expect the world. I always expect so much more from a shoe when they retail at anything, you know, £250 plus. You expect high levels of quality control, and it seems to be that doesn't always happen with those pairs. But when you spend £90 and you really feel like they have been made worse than potentially even the replicas of shoes like this, it really worries me that corners are being cut. So if I'm going to be honest, I'm genuinely disappointed with my pair of black and white Dunks. I'm not too sure what to do with them right now. Now I know that I'll have some comments saying, shall I give them away? Or shall I send them back? Or I don't know. What I do know is these are selling out, and I'm not surprised at all. There is a lot of people that love a Dunk, and I'm not going to turn and say I don't like a Dunk at all. That's not true. It's just not my chosen shape and silhouette of shoe of choice. To go for something of this colour is a little bit less wild and a little bit safe for me, as I can wear this with many different things, but I'm just thinking whether these should go somewhere to someone that probably would appreciate them more, and in exchange I could get something that maybe I feel is a little bit better. Now, I'll probably put anybody off who may want these shoes, but I don't see myself keeping them. So to summarize on the black and white Nike Dunk, I'm not the biggest fan of its QC. Overall aesthetics, I actually don't mind them. And I have tried them now on foot very briefly off camera, and they didn't look too bad at all. I just wished that the quality was that little bit better. I really do wish that some of this was a little bit more soft. It's a little bit stiff and a little bit hard. I can guarantee that these will crease up extremely quickly. So I can't imagine these staying in a good state for very long. Overall, not a bad looking shoe. And I really hope that you had better luck with your pairs of your Nike Dunks when they arrived. So this was a reaction to the first ever pair of Nike Dunk Lows that I've ever owned. Sadly, not the reaction I really hoped for, but it is what it is. It's the luck of the draw, and that is sneaker collecting, and that's how it goes. So with that being said, I really hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to Ty Kix for more information about when new videos drop. Hit the bell next to the subscribe button and you will know when new videos drop. And you can also follow me on Instagram at ty_kix at ty_kix. And I will see you guys for another video really soon.